Look, I'm not. Can I fucking breathe? I just woke the fuck up.
George, I want to have a serious conversation with you while I have some time.
Fine.
I mean, I have time this morning. I don't.
All right, but I told you. I mean, you. If I woke up and you blow up the phone, I need to fucking. That's not the first thing I think about. The first thing I think about is trying to get myself awake, get some coffee maybe, and just chill out.
Well, let's go to Starbucks and then go look at that car.
All right, what is so pressing right now? What's going on? I mean, there's a lot of things that I have to do, but go ahead.
Well, George, I want to talk about your finances and where we stand. I want to talk about. I'm afraid, George, you're going to get in a deal that you can't pay for. You don't have gap insurance. Woo.
That's what screwed me this time.
You don't have gap insurance, man, and that's.
I'm well aware. That's part of what screwed me out of this. Not getting anything.
Well.
What is this motherfucker talking about? Is he just goading me, or what? I mean, what is he doing? He's talking about what they found and whatever. What do you mean what they found?
Well, he heard the video with Jamie's parents too. That's what he was talking about.
Oh,
that's not what I called.
No. Where is this video?
Discord, George. I'll be honest. I don't know how Discord works. It's not real user friendly. Mikey set it up for me, I think. It's not user friendly. It's nothing like Facebook. It's much more.
Well, I want to know where this video is.
Discord. If you.
I want it, and I want to use it for to drive home this lawsuit.
Well, and that's what I was talking about. We need to collect evidence, George, and we need to start collating it now.
I want Sean Brennan and Will Marklin involved in this lawsuit. More so. I mean, Brennan is more or less spoken. There's a lot of things that Marklin's been doing under the radar that I've seen.
What is Will Marklin? Well, I didn't call right now to talk about Will Marklin. We'll talk about Will Marklin later. I want to talk about now how I'm afraid I don't want you to sign a deal where you're going to end up spending more money than you're able to make and be homeless, man. I'm serious. I'm talking to you as a friend, not somebody. I know how to manage money, George. I do it well, and I want to help you. If you have some help, then you'll be better off. Everybody can use two sets of eyes.
I'm limited on what I'm able to do right now. I'm limited. I have to go with what's there. And there is a company that guarantees approval. I mean, it might. I know it's going to probably get me in the long. I know exactly what you're. I know what you're going to say. I definitely need gap insurance. I know that's gap insurance. I've been told that by a few people. That royally fucked me, not having it.
But George, I'm worried that you're going to get deeper in the hole. Well, I don't want this to happen. We have to look at a budget, how much money you make, what you can afford, and go to a place that will put you in a car that you can financially take care of, pay the insurance payments with what you have right now.
Right now, I've got my resume already out, and I'm looking at something potentially. I'm even thinking about, perhaps maybe selling cars. That's what I'm looking at.
I don't want you to go to Credit Acceptance, get approved for something. That's the company that does it. When I sold cars, they're still around. It's been a long time since I sold cars.
Wait. How do you know about them?
I sold cars, George. I was a car dealer.
When was
I was a car salesman before I joined the Marine Corps.
When was this?
2005, 2006.
Yeah, I used to sell cars too.
Do you remember National Auto Sales?
Yeah, I do.
National Auto Sales, where our job is your credit. Well, that's where I sold cars. And Credit Acceptance will approve you, George, but your down payment in light of your credit is going to be half the value of the vehicle. It's not going to be you walk.
Well, Credit Acceptance is the lien holder, and they're not going to accept me.
Oh, well, shit. Credit acceptance.
Credit acceptance was the lien holder, the lien holder to this vehicle. So, but there are other ones that would accept me as well. But I'm not. There's different ones that could accept me.
Well, why don't you let me take? My next appointment's not until 10:30. I can move it till 11. We can go over there, look at some cars, and I can help you. I mean, Gigi, we got to get you into something you can afford. That's not going to hurt your credit. That's going to work with what you have. These people don't care about credit. Do you have the payment down?
There's a company where I don't have to put any money down, and that's what I'm looking at.
Well, George, I've tried talking to them and seeing if they'll do a deal with you. The existing lien holder might work with you if you talk to them properly.
The lien holder wants the rest of the amount paid for it. Like, I can't believe I'm even getting into this conversation. Yeah, look, the lien holder, they're saying that after they're paid, I still owe them a couple $1,000s. They have gap insurance, even though I don't have insurance I don't have gap insurance on on my insurance. Actually, they force place gap insurance, so it's going to be less, but it's going to still be money owed to them.
Well,
but they're not.
If they get a total down payment, they might roll that into a no loan, meaning you can afford a new vehicle.
They don't do that. Some people do that. They don't roll in, the stuff. That's the thing about them. They don't do that. So that's why I have to look elsewhere. I've already dotted my I's and slashed my T's. I've already been through all this.
I mean, I just want you to have something. I don't want you to be in the same hole you're in. George, this could end up in homelessness. This could really cause problems. And if you have a way to make money, and if you use your fucking brain this time and do right, you're not going to be in hotels and sleeping in alleys. I can help you take the money you have now and do something productive and beneficial with it.
That's why I have to dash today and tomorrow to have something for Monday, because what I've got right now is storage units got to be paid. That's got to be paid. I'm behind on that.
How much
that's got to be
paid?
Got to be paid.
How much is it?
I owe them $300 some dollars.
Ah, damn, GG. That's my play money for the weekend.
Well, good for you. That's good. Whatever.
Well, what I'm saying is that's all the money I have to spend this weekend.
What is this Brennan talking about this? So he's talking about what? I mean, what he's like talking out of his ass. What is he talking about?
Well, George, I only heard what you did. You want to listen to it together and talk about it?
Look, I'm not. That's some kind of fucking. But I want that video. I want that video because that will be the preface to a lawsuit. And if he's making and talking on BitChute about me admitting to it, I have never admitted to anything.
And serious business here when I break out the popcorn.
I don't want to listen. I've already heard that shit.
Well,
I've already heard that shit. He's fucking got Down syndrome or something.
George, I do think he's a special character. He just plays character on the internet like you do. Let's put that shit aside for a while and talk about business. Where's the Gorgeous George doll?
What are you talking about?
Do you have possession of the Gorgeous George doll?
It's in storage. Somewhere in storage. Why?
I want it.
Why do you want it?
Because it's a prized possession. It's like an amulet. I want it.
Well, you're not going to get it. How about that?
Oh, I can acquire it, Gigi.
No, you're not going to get it. That was made by a person in Indiana, a fan of the show. He was a person that actually was a fan, and he made it.
Well.
And again, and he gave it to me. So it was made out of it was a G.I. Joe doll that was turned into a Gorgeous George doll.
Why don't we go over there, Gigi, and look at these cars?
Where's this place at?
Hall Street, near Southside Plaza. George, today the United States signed an historic peace deal with the Taliban. You can't work this out with Marty to where that he can lay off you for a while so you can get your shit together. All he wants is a conversation. All he wants is to talk to you like a man without you cussing and screaming. And so
I have nothing.
And so what?
Look. How would you know all of that?
Emotions.
How would you fucking know all? What's that?
Fuck your emotions right now. Let's be an adult and deal with our situation. The emotions are nothing more than chemical neutrons firing in your fucking brain. They don't affect anything but you. They're not real. So fuck your emotions. Emotions aren't real, George.
Emotions are very real.
No, they're not. They're chemical things in your brain, man. They're chemical reactions in your brain. They don't affect anything but you, so put them aside. If you talk to this, because he wants a conversation with you. He just wants to talk to you.
Why?
Because that's how he settles things. He wants a telephone call with you that's not screaming and hollering. That's like this.
I have nothing. That man has caused me nothing but problems. No, he's caused me nothing but problems intentionally. Intentionally, he's done this. So
but
fuck
it's going
that.
to be a lot easier for you to get off your feet, or to get back on your feet again in a comfortable position, with him laying off. George, I'm going to tell you something, and this is not to upset you. Remember when we were talking last night? I told you that they sent me a box of shit, and I just looked at it and didn't know what to do with it. Well, it came with earbuds and a drone. The drone was like $350 and Mikey says the earbuds are better quality than the Galaxy Buds I bought him. They're making money off of this shit. Now, this is not to upset you, but for them to say,
well, it is.
For them to
it
say,
is.
But listen, please, God damn it, stop. Fuck your emotions for a minute. Emotion in one hand, shit in the other, and see what fills up faster. Now listen, that's one part of the secret you seem to disregard. There's more than one rule. There's more than one rule. You just don't sit there and exist things. There's certain other rules that go with it. Earl Nightingale is an excellent speaker on the topic.
What are you?
Shut up and listen. They're making money. If they're making money off this shit enough that they can send me a $350 drone and two $150 pairs of earbuds just for shits and giggles, then people really are paying into this shit. Instead of fighting with them in court, money talks and bullshit walks. We agree there, right?
Michael, I'm going to tell you one more time.
We agree there, don't we?
I want you to listen to me. There is no discussion with that man. He has intentionally done this, full knowledge of knowing what I'm dealing with. He's intentionally done this on his own to cause me problems and to cause me problems with every aspect of my life. This is a war. I want his fucking head. I want his fucking head.
But why can't you just get some fucking money out of the deal? Because you need money more than you need war. They're making money.
Well, that's why he's going to cough up that damn money and it's going to come to me.
But
he's making money off me. Then he's going to cough up that damn money and it's going to come to me.
Wouldn't it be a whole lot easier to get it while you need it instead of waiting for 2 years in court? Yeah. I'm not trying to upset you right now. The fucking orders are explicitly not to upset you. To have a serious conversation with you and explain this matter so that we can talk about it. Marty is willing to lay off of you.
He's fucking lied to these people about me.
He's willing
to lied to them about me and done other shit. I don't trust him.
Nobody's asking you to trust him. I'm asking you to see if you can work with them to where everybody can make some more money. Why is that stupid? Why is that dumb?
I don't. They're not. They don't. They're not making money. Well, they are making money, but I don't know.
George, I thought it was a joke. I thought the money shit was a joke. I thought that all of it was a goddamned joke. Okay? I really did. Until I looked up the value of that fucking drone and how much those fucking headphones cost. There's no reason somebody would send me $500 worth of shit in the mail just for fun. There's no fucking reason in the world. So if they were able to send me that shit for shits and giggles, imagine how much they actually are making off the shit. George, you're the star. This is your movie. Profit in it. God damn. Profit in it.
Profit in what?
Work with them.
I'm not working with them.
Make your call-out videos. Let them make their videos. And make some fucking money. Why is this so bad? This is what you've always wanted to do. And you do it your way. You get to make your videos and be Gorgeous George, and they get to mock you. And you get paid.
That's not what the show is about.
The show right now, as is, makes no money. Their version does.
No.
But you're the star of their show.
That show is my show, and it's what they've stolen. They have stolen my show, my moniker, and that's going to stop. They're not. I don't want them to be making money off of my brand. I don't want them to be making money off my brand, and they're not going to be making money off my brand. What they're doing, they're trying to ruin every aspect of my life. Cost me jobs. Fucking ruin a business relationship that I had with an insurance company. Fucking tell lies to someone that I cared about. Parents of someone that I cared about. That right there is the lawsuit. That is the preface of the lawsuit.
What was it? The pus stuff was going to come out of my face. And Maverick, you said you were going to get my money, so I'm going to take you up on that offer. I want you to pay for my.
I'm not listening to this.
He wants you to pay for his goddamn plastic surgery.
I said that to be funny.
Why don't you make some fucking money off of this stupid shit? Like, why is that stupid? Chris Hansen, I don't know how much they pay him, but he gets paid to do this. You read Ric Flair was getting $500 to do it. You could get on Cameo yourself.
Ric Flair is doing what he's doing. He's 70-some years old.
Okay,
he's robotic.
And you can get on Cameo too. I would pay for your first video. I'd buy it. And you could cuss me out. You could get on Cameo. You have a following now because of what they've done. You may not like the person, but he's a hell of a businessman. You got to give him that. He's a fucking founder from hell.
No, he's no Vince McMahon. No,
why isn't he?
He's not.
He's taken...
This is not wrestling. This is not fucking heel and babyface. This is bullshit.
And people pay for it. Have you not been in a doctor's office and seen what they play on daytime television? People pay for it.
They play soap operas. Soap operas, yeah. Those people are talented and gifted, and they're actors.
So are you.
I am what I do, but that's not an act. Those fucking tears are not a fucking act. That's fucking real.
Well, but those tears are going to be on T-shirts.
No, it's not going to be on T-shirts because I'll sue the goddamn crap out of him. He's not taking my brand to make a profit out of it, and then he's doing it. Then he's going to stop. As I said in that video, this is going to stop.
George, he is making money, and you are not.
He's not making any more. This is going to stop. He's not going to make any more money upon what I do. On my show, that's going to stop. That's what the premise of this new lawsuit is going to be about.
So you'd rather sue than make a profit. And I just want to make sure I understand this correctly. You would rather sue than make a profit.
It is mine, not his. Have his own damn fucking reality show. This is not his fucking...
Well, George, George,
I don't want to be, and I do not want to be associated with this fucking piece of shit.
George, he's the one who made the videos that got the views. He's the one who gathers the content, And post them.
When you get up there and you make lies, that's theatrical, but it's not theatrical. That's not fucking theatrical. That's fucking real. Okay? That woman is dead. She's no longer around. She does not need to be talked about and have images of her floating around.
And
that right there needs to stop.
And she also has no money. You can make money off of your own show. George, I'm getting angry because I can't fathom why you would, as fucking broke as you are right now, we both know you're hit for money.
I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to earn it.
That's not how you make money. No person has ever gotten rich working with their back. No one. You make the DoorDash guy rich. He's rich.
I know where you're going with this, and I'm not agreeing to it. I know exactly where you're going with this. I'm not agreeing to it.
Why can't you just consider? Do you know who Dolomite is?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Dolomite. Dolomite was a black actor in the 1970s who made these stupid ass records, similar to your shit, dumb and stupid shit that a couple people liked. Well, he finally made a movie, and no one would buy it or even work with it. So he made one himself, and all the big dealers turned it down. He paid himself to have it paid in theaters and ended up making like $8 million. But he had to work with people he didn't like. But now he has $8 million. Why can't you understand that this is business? Yes, this was your initial idea. But fucking with you was his. So his work got a lot of publicity.
Listen to me.
Your work got a lot of publicity.
I am not a punching bag. I am not a fucking guinea pig.
George, you're not a guinea pig when you help write your own skits, you fool. All he wants is a fucking conversation with you. If you go to him like a man and don't get angry, act like you have some common sense. Act like you have some sense.
Why am I going to talk to or associate with someone who's gone ahead and called up the parents of someone that I love and said that I raped
He didn't do it. There's a whole host of goons. He's just the big one. There's a host of these people. He didn't do it.
Well, he orchestrated.
That's not so.
He talks about it. He puts a video up there on Yard Wars. He uses my last name.
So do you.
It's my name. It's not his. If he's going to do something of his own, let him use his own name. Let him use his own damn name and creation.
George, all he wants is a telephone call with you. And if you have
I have nothing to say to him. I don't, they say when you hate someone, you give them the power. Okay, that's fine. I get that.
But he uses Jared Wars as a play on InfoWars, George. It's how he gets views. It's not a war against you. It's business. It's simple business. George,
I don't want my brand associated with him. I don't want my moniker or brand associated with him. I'm not wanting to work with him. I'm not wanting to work with him. I don't want any association with him.
Why don't you consider the profits? Instead of just saying no.
They called her up, or called her parents up and said that I raped her. That's war. That is a fucking war.
They did. He didn't.
Who is they?
There's a ton of goons, man. There's a lot of them. You know how there's Star Trek Trekkies? Well,
so now he's trying to cover his. He knows I'm going after him, so he's now trying to get you to cover his tracks.
No, not at all. I assure you. I assure you. He doesn't do shit if you go after him. George,
it's real.
I'm trying to...
It's real. We had talked about going after him, and that's what I'm going to do.
Then go after him, but work with him. And y'all could work together to go after him. You don't understand it. Everybody can make money. Everybody, George. He has told you before he could get as many civil judgments you want. but he has no assets in the United States. It means nothing.
Well,
Why not accept that these people...
This is not pro wrestling. This is not a stage. This is not fucking heel versus babyface.
When I was in prison, I hated it. I hated it so much that all I did was read the law and try to find a way to get out. If you told me today that I would make half of the money that I do because of that experience, I'd call you a fucking liar. I took and I embraced the hate. You're just driving yourself nuts. You're getting older. Why not make some fucking money so you don't end up like Ric Flair selling yourself for fucking $500 a hit?
Yeah, that's sad about Ric Flair. That's really sad. I mean, he's been through a lot of. If you read his book, or not his book, but 30 and 30, when they did the thing about Ric Flair and all that whole thing is, that was very careful about all the shit that he went through.
But George, you don't have to be like that. You have a show. You have a show that's actually... George, I thought they were lying about the money. Marty had told me, and I truly just didn't believe it. I thought it was just shit they were telling me. I had no reason to believe it because I didn't see any of it.
It is shit. Look, listen to me.
Why are you so against
when you start following somebody and then, doing what they did with Kristen and all that shit, doing what they did with Kristen, no, that right there does not... I'm sorry. I'm not selling myself to that.
I'm not asking you to sell yourself to that. I'm asking you to have a discussion about the money. If nothing else, you can record it.
Where's the money? Where is this fucking money? If anything, he needs to come up with the money and fucking pay me for all the fucking... You ought to pay me reparations is what he ought to pay me. You ought to pay me reparations for all the shit that he's done.
Today on Yared Wars, George Yared requests reparations, admitting that he's been a slave to Marty McFly. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You can make money doing this shit that you do. God damn! If nothing else, make some fucking money with it.
What I do is what me and Kevin Kravitz have done for 20-some years.
It's never made a dime.
What Kevin Kravitz and I do for so many years, it has made a little bit, but not much.
It's never made money.
It's made somewhat.
It's made less than $1,000 in 30 years. Why not make some money?
I'd rather be unheard of and not someone that's been known that people don't know about, than rather than be a fucking clown to be punched in, a punching clown where people target. This is not a cartoon. I've never have been a cartoon. Everything I've done has been real and serious. It's serious and fucking real. My only question is, and I'm trying to connect the dots here because if this guy's, what is this guy? Is he British or South African? You know that?
Marty is South African, George.
He's South African. So he's not British then.
Marty, they speak that way there. There's whites all over South Africa. The French Inquisition.
All right, so I'm saying
he's a Dutch Africaner.
He's a Dutch what?
Africaner. The Dutch, when the Dutch took over Africa and whenever the war was, tons of white people live in Africa. North Africa is basically all white.
Okay, so he resides in Africa then. What you know of?
As far as I know, he lives in Sweden.
Okay. Well, the extradition laws. Africa does do extradition. I mean, we can extradite his ass over here, basically.
Why are we talking about that? Why not talk about?
I am not wanting to do anything with him. If it was done a different way, if the son of a bitch came up to me at the very beginning and said, "Hey, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do that," before he did all this other shit.
But they didn't make any money. George, you cannot tell. George, you are choosing homelessness. Every morning when I go get coffee, I always see this one bum walking up Forest Hill. He's always wearing the same shit. George, one day I'm scared to death it's you.
No, because I have people that are in my camp that I'm not. That's not happening.
Well, George, the people in your camp aren't making money. You really think like $100? You think like $100 a day is good money? If I make $100 a day and it happens too much, I go into panic mode because I'm used to making $500 a day. George, I make money now, real money. I'm going to spend $1,000 on my kid on Sunday just because I got it. George, what I'm trying to tell you is that there is money out there, and it can be made, and you can do what you do and get paid off of it. You don't have to change anything.
How am I getting paid making a deal with the devil? How is that?
Because he will split profits with you. You will get input on how it's done, what the content is, where you're fucked with.
Well, there are things like Jamie that need to be stopped, and if there was any call that was made, then he needs to correct it and say that we're so sorry.
And he didn't make the call, but he may be willing to go to the inner circle and ask them to say, look, I didn't know about this, I didn't control this, it wasn't fair. You know, why don't we retract this? Maybe we went too far. Why not just have a conversation that you can record? You're recording this one. You can record that one.
I'm not wanting to do that. I'm not wanting to.
It's a telephone call where you don't let your little emotions that mean nothing to nobody but you interfere with a business decision like a good Jew. Make some fucking money.
Listen to me. Why would I do that? If it was brought up a different way back in 2017, maybe it could have been done. But this was all about, from the very get-go, attack.
Rule of acquisition 605. Never let your ego get in the way of business.
I'm sorry. I don't think like that.
Well, you have to.
When you attack me, and when you go after people that I care about, and people that I care about, and making comments about saying stuff that I did, and saying stuff that I did this, that doesn't wash me.
God damn this emotional bullshit. This Democratic victim shit. God damn. I don't understand how you people live.
Listen to me. You being emotional, showing your, you basically, you have to.
Emotions mean nothing. They are chemical reactions that occur inside your brain.
I thought you were ready to go at this motherfucker.
Because I'm still willing to. But I see that this is a better way for you to get out of the rut you're in and still do your show. I am pleading with you to just have a fucking conversation with the man. If nothing else, you can use it as evidence to see how much money he's making off your show. I get nothing out of this, GG.
So all of it, so it's like the pro wrestling. Good guy, bad guy. No, it's like one good guy versus a bunch of bad guys. That's not even a theme.
Well, you're Ric Flair, George, and he's against everybody.
I'm not. Look, listen to me.
That's how it's always been.
I idolized. No. As a kid, I idolized Ric Flair. Ric Flair was the man. What he used to say, and I stole. I'll be the first one. I stole a lot of his lines.
Jet flying, limousine riding, son of a gun.
No, and it's like he said, that his shoe is worth more than somebody's house and all that shit. That's classic material.
Well, George, I understand that. So why not have some fun and make some money? And George, if it works out, you have nobody to thank but yourself for looking outside the box. You're in a position. You believe in you believe in the secret like I do, George. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy
idea. Not if it comes to the expense of hurting people and hurting ones that are innocent people that have nothing to do with it.
But
by
George,
saying and by look, listen. The Whalens had nothing to do with this. Nothing. So by contacting the Whalens did not help anything. And I don't care you keep saying that he wasn't the one. He orchestrated, he pulled the strings to get it done.
so your buddy Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and all that shit going on where he's getting $1 million to sit on a fucking Ukrainian conservator board, knows nothing about Ukraine, don't even speak the language. That's just ethics and good business, right? Not hurting anybody.
What about what fucking Trump has done by fucking quid pro quo and that shit? Oh, you give me information here, we'll do that. That's unethical. The quid pro quo shit is unethical.
I read the transcript of that call, George.
Listen to me. You and I are not. Listen. I'm not a guinea pig. I am not a test that people can put a guinea pig. If it was done in such a way,
guinea pig. This is a real life.
Listen. If it was done in such a way that didn't implicate innocent people, if it was done in such a way that didn't, implicate and say shit to turn someone against someone, and make that call and a call being made, then I would have been no more open to it. If it was just, a dag here and a dag there, it's not just a swipe here and a dag there. It was about calling someone, ruining someone's reputation,
And you can
That's
fix
right
it.
there. I'm sorry.
You can fix it
work.
this way. This is how you fix your reputation. You embrace it. There's tons of characters. Who's that guy? Ed Bassmaster, who wears the fucking Coogee sweaters. He goes out and he's just an asshole to people and films it. He was at the Coliseum the other day. He sold it.
I'm not a cartoon. I am not a cartoon. I'm very boring if you want to get technical about it. My life is that way. It's boring. And I choose it that way.
I beg to differ.
I don't need...
Your life is full of fans that are spending money.
They're not my fans.
They are fans. Whether you like it or
no.
not, they are interested in you.
Okay. Again, if they were, then there would be people revolting against this shit. There would be people revolting against what this motherfucker's doing and going off on him.
So you would rather him make the money?
He's not going to make any more. That's why there's
You cannot stop him. You can try,
yes.
but
Yes,
you can't touch him. He doesn't live here. They're not going to start an international incident over you.
I'm going to stop him.
He is a citizen of a different country.
I put it to the universe. I'm going to. I will go. I'm going to. He has houses here in the United States.
But no, he doesn't. What are one of the rules of the secret, George? You must act promptly when opportunity presents itself. Why not just have a conversation with him? And even, George, even if you don't like it, you still have a recording of him admitting to making money off of you. I'll even be on the line, too. I'll record it.
What's this shit about going off on Kristen and attacking Kristen? That's what I want to know. Why go after her? Why make these videos about her and calling her every name in the book? That was more or less something that you doctored up because you didn't care for the fact that she rejected you.
George, that is false. I
No,
hope
that's
you
not.
know that.
She rejected your advancement, and then you made it a personal situation.
George, that's false. I love you.
Okay, well,
no.
Well, no, so then why did this son of a bitch jump on that?
Check this out. I typed in Yared Wars into Google, okay? On the top, listen to me. On the top is YouTube. Next is Twitter, followed by Facebook. Fourth is the merchandise. So I go to Teespring and I click here. They have T-shirts. They have sweatshirts. They have a sweatshirt right here.
Listen to me. That's going to stop, as I said. You heard what I said in that video? All of this is going to stop. It's going to come to an end. It's going to stop. It's going to all come to an end.
Then have a conversation with him, George, and see how much money he's making. Because he won't tell me. But he'll discuss it with you.
I thought you're not talking with him.
I'm not, George. That's why he won't discuss it with me.
Oh, is that right?
That's right. But he will discuss it with you.
Why? What? To discuss what with me?
Well, George, for one, you want to sue him, you need to ask him to accept service. And if you got a phone conversation with you and him telling him that you can serve him at Will Marklin's address, that'll do it.
I know it's not going to do it.
Yes, it will. God damn it! I'm a fucking lawyer. You're a fucking delivery driver. Stop telling me the law.
It's not going to do it because I need a physical address because I'm going to send a cease and desist letter.
What the fuck does that have to? That means nothing. A cease and desist letter will do nothing. Absolutely nothing. It does nothing. He laughs.
It does a lot.
All they'll do is take pictures with it and put it on the internet. Okay.
Well, see, again, you're logical. Your logic doesn't blend with my logic.
My logic is pure as a fucking Vulcan's.
Well, no, that's where I beg to differ on that. So you see, we're at an impasse.
You need to make money.
I know what I need to do, and I do it the old-fashioned way. I earn it.
So you need to have a conversation with him that's not cussing and screaming, because if you act like that in the courtroom, you ain't going nowhere.
Well, I'm going somewhere because he's giving me more material. He's giving me more material and more evidence, everything he's doing.
But, George, you have no way of knowing how much money he's made, so you can't ask for damages.
I have that old domain where it has all that shit on there.
George, he owns the domain. You can't get a copyright case for that.
I own that domain myself, and he stole it.
He didn't steal it. You let it elapse, and he bought it. That's fair market. That's legal.
No, bullshit.
How did he steal it? He bought it.
Listen to me. I'm not spending all day over this. He stole the domain.
No, he purchased it from the servicer.
Well, he's okay. Well, then that's going to be.
You didn't pay for it. He did.
They let it drop a whole lot sooner than what it should have dropped. The domain people let it drop a whole lot sooner. I can get that domain back, and I will get it back.
You get 30 days, George. You didn't pay.
I will get that domain back. Well, guess what? I own the .com. I own the .com, in case you all don't know that.
George, why don't you have a conversation with him?
I choose not to.
But that's not economically sound.
I don't care. You're still talking to the son of a bitch by you proposing this. You said, I have not talked to him. I have not dealt with him. By you proposing this, that tells me that you're still talking to him.
That is not true.
Well, then how would you come up with this cockamania thing that I should talk with him? I don't want to have nothing to do with him. This man has caused me nothing but hell.
Because I'm trying to look for ways to stop you from going insane, George, to stop the pain and to help you get out of money, to help you make some money. And I know a way to do it, and you need to consider it.
The original thought process of going after him is the way to do it. Okay?
No, George, it's not. It's going to make you look more foolish and give him more money.
I give him nothing.
But yes, he makes money off of you on a daily basis. Then start.
Okay, well, in order to do that is to cut it off. Cut it off at the stem.
No, George, the way to do that is to start collecting evidence and listen to sound legal advice, which I'm giving you. You just won't take it.
I'm not. The lawsuit needs to happen.
George, you have to be able to have a conversation with the defense. You're going to have to do that.
I'm not. I'll do that when I'm in the courtroom.
But that's not how it works.
I choose not to have anything. People sue people that they don't like. People sue people that they don't care for and like, and they're not in discussion. I'm not.
Okay, well, George, once you file the lawsuit, What do you go do when the Rule 26F and 16A disclosures are required, George? You have to have a conversation with the defense. You have to sit down with Will Markland, Sean Brennan, and Marty McFly, jointly and separately, and talk to each one of them about the strengths and weaknesses of your case.
Like they have anything that they're going to add in to help the suit of their lawsuit against them, but they're going to be help though against the lawsuit against them. But man, you're not talking to a moron.
Yes, I am.
You're not talking
because
to
you've
a
never
moron.
tried a lawsuit, George. You didn't even make it past a motion to dismiss with my help. The rules require that you have the 26F conference, George. It's required.
26.
These things are, George, I know the law because I do it for a living. You have an uphill battle, and they have an affirmative defense. Yared v. Brennan.
Now, that was secured. That was fucking paid.
Paid?
That judge was bought off. That judge was bought off in some capacity.
They paid Judge Gibney to rule against you. That sounds insane.
Well, it sounds like pretty much on the money. Because if that case was heard on its merit, upon what it is, I would have won. The defamation was the strongest thing that I had, and that should have never been thrown out. He threw that out from the very court, and the defamation was the strongest part of what I had. And he threw that out. Little bit suspicious, if you ask me. A little bit suspicious. I am not working with someone who's fucking called the parents of someone that I love and said that I raped them. I'm not working with that. That's off the table. That's not even fucking for him to be doing. If they want to fucking do something, you don't fucking do that. He's going to be very touchable, goddammit. I don't give a damn where he lives. There are extradition laws in South Africa. If he lives in Africa, he can be extradited, if need be.
George, you will need to convince a federal court not to rely upon the ruling of a sitting federal judge who said that you are fair game for trolling because you go on TV and put videos on.
I'm not on TV. I'm not going on TV. And when I do come out, it's very fucking rare. But goddammit, I'm not having this shit being put out here. See, you're now showing your true hand. You're showing where your allegiance is by you coming out and saying that basically that I'm,
and now
that
the
I'm
insanity starts. Here it is. The insanity starts now. Go on, let's do it.
There's no insanity. It's the gospel fucking truth. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, well, therefore it's a fucking duck, not a fucking rooster.
The insanity starts now. You just don't like.
I'm not playing this fucking twisted fucking game. This man knew clearly what he was doing. He knew clearly what he was doing. He incited a fucking war against me, and then he incited a war against me by spreading lies. He got a hold of the person that I love's parents and said that I raped her, and he got either him or someone else that he knew it was a part of doing that. That right there is a lawsuit. That right there is defamation. That right there needs to be contended with.
This sounds just like what you told me in 2016. George, because I know the rules of court, you think I'm some sort of idiot. Because I know what I'm doing and I know the law. Because I know how things work.
What you're doing right now, you're upsetting me.
George,
I've killed an hour on the phone. You are upsetting me now. I've killed an hour dealing with this. I am not
bring a lawsuit,
going
follow
to
the
do
rules,
any
bring a lawsuit, and don't follow the
business,
rules,
friend.
end up in
I'm
the same
not
place.
going to do any business with this son of a bitch.
Well, then he's going to keep
I'm not going to do
making it.
any business with this son of a bitch at all because what he's done, he has fucking attacked me on every angle. What this son of a bitch, he was not off. If he wanted to do business with me, he should have came at me a different way.
He doesn't want to do business with you. He would rather keep the money himself.
Well, then, guess what? Then I would rather fucking get his ass get his fucking head served to me, and that's what I'm going to do.
George, I'm trying to offer you an opportunity to make real income here.
I'm not making income as a cartoon.
But you are a cartoon already. Do it your way and fail, and I won't help you, George. I'll watch you die.
I'm not. Okay, and this is the true. This is your true agenda right here. Now, what you just said right now is your true agenda. I am not going to partake. I am not going to partake in this circus. I'm not going to partake in this vaudeville, some vaudeville performance. That's not what's going on here. I refuse to be put in that fucking label. This son of a bitch has attacked me on several fronts. And this son of a bitch has attacked me on several fronts and attacked me where stuff that he doesn't know a damn fucking thing about. And therefore, I'm not talking or doing any business with him. This is not a wrestling. This is not a soap opera. This is not wrestling. This is a fucking serious matter that this motherfucker needs to back the fuck on. He keeps making and keeps running his mouth about me, not knowing that what he's doing is going to eventually bite him in the ass. He might have won a few things, but this is gonna bite him in the ass. I'm not going to lay low. I'm not going to fucking succumb to this shit. I'm going after this son of a bitch because he needs to be gone after. Now, either the original plan. Hold on. Either the original plan of your help, or without your help, let me know. But right now, I'm not doing any business with that son of a bitch. I'm not doing any business with that son of a bitch who has attacked me the way he has attacked me.
You are so caught up in anger that you can't see the light of what you need to do. You want to file a lawsuit, but you don't want to do it the right way because you think you know best.
I am not
do it your way.
doing any. I'll say it once again. I'm not doing any business with this son of a bitch. He has attacked me on a personal level. So yeah, it's very fucking personal.
He has attacked me. I mean, George, you wrote songs about it, but no one listens. I told you I will help you file a lawsuit, and we'll do it your way. But your way is going to end up just like the last time. If you don't listen to sound legal advice, George, and do it your way is not the way of the law. And I think Judge Gibney told you that.
Well, it needs to go. It needs to be done. It probably needs to be done with a different judge, and hopefully they've obtained more judges down there. I need to find out who the judges are in that courtroom.
George, I want to help you, but you have to go to federal court, as it's the only court with jurisdiction. You can't file it in any state court.
Well, I'm hoping that there's other judges now in that federal court.
Well, you got Judge Locke and you got Judge Gibney.
And I'm hoping there's more than those two, and Spencer.
There's only Judge Locke and Judge Gibney.